I am so glad you are here. I'm Liz. It is Magical Tuesday in my world. So let's talk about, is my spell good enough? Yes, it is. First and foremost, yes, it is, especially if it works. And I would encourage anyone doing spell work to keep a journal of what they do and how well it works, because you'll see patterns over time that might be unique to you, that every time you do it in the correct hour, it works. Every time you ignore the correct hour, it works. Your mileage is going to vary, so it's important to keep track for yourself what does and doesn't work. How complicated does my spell have to be? How much meaning do the things you could add to complicate it mean to you? I'll give you an example. What inspired this today was this little book, kind of a classic by Cunningham, Scott Cunningham, and he wrote it with David Harrington on magical spells for your home. It's a great little book, but I flipped it to a page for inspiration that talked about the first thing you would do to cleanse your house is use the elements. If you're tuning in here because you're already a little steeped in this stuff, then you know exactly what I mean, and you have a whole host of associations with it, whether it involves sylphs and undines, whether it involves just psychological concepts of the air being about intellect, the and being east, the south being about fire and therefore drive and willpower, etc. But if this is brand new to you, I would not blame you in the least if your first thought when you saw the first thing you should do to cleanse your home is use the elements, and you thought, helium? Iron? What elements are we using? And you might not know. Even if you're familiar with the four directions being associated with the four elements of earth, air, fire, and water, you might not know that those were the first elements in Western thinking that we know about, because the Greeks claimed that earth, air, fire, and water is what everything was made of, and that what percentage was each of those elements determined what the thing was. If you know that, great, then that is a good place to start. And maybe you put some chunks of salt around your house, wash things in your house using water. I would just throw them together and sprinkle salt water, but you do you. Light some incense, and that burning, little flame, that ember that's in the incense that's burning, creating the smoke, which makes you think and realize that there's air around you. Take that around. Is that how it was done in this book? Not at all. Nope. Totally different way of dealing with it, but still the same set of concepts. So if they have meaning for you, great, use them. But what if they don't hold meaning for you yet because you really are that new and you just want to do something that makes you feel like things are cleaner on a spiritual level as well as a physical level? Sweep. Sweeping is still used by some traditions and some just general neo-pagans to clear the space they're going to do ritual in. They will symbolically or really sweep at least a circle, if not the entire space, to cleanse it of any negative energies before they erect the walls that will be the circle they're in, the energetic walls, the conceptual walls. If sweeping equates to cleansing on a physical plane, then surely in your head, in your subconscious, it will equate to cleansing on higher planes. And you can put your will behind that quickly and easily, and it will work for you. Now, what if it's not enough? You did it more than once, and it's not enough. Then I would suggest adding a layer. Maybe you try the incense. Okay, but incense is smoke. Smoke's not really clean. How are we going to do this? Pick an incense that people associate with cleansing. Myrrh, lavender, and sage are the three I always think of first. And you can just pick one of those. Buy an incense stick that is scented that way or actually has it on the stick. Fred Souls comes to mind as a brand that you can actually see the frankincense and myrrh on the stick of the sticks that contain frankincense and myrrh scents. There's actual resin on them. It's beautiful. But you don't have to spend that much money on your incense. You can buy ones that have been dipped in a perfume that contains the same scent. It will still work. Or you can use essential oils and absolutes if you want to be very pure about it. But it's got to mean something to you. So if it doesn't mean anything to you that I said that myrrh is cleansing, don't use myrrh. If your first thought with lavender is, oh, it's calming, well, then don't use it for cleansing. If your first thought when I said sage is, oh, that's cleansing, these are far from the only cleansing herbs you could be picking from. These are just the 3 most popular. Then use sage. Do I have to go out and buy fancy sage? No, you could literally use the sage in your spice drawer. Is it a slightly different sage? Yeah, absolutely. But it will still get the point across. Do you want to go out and buy a little sage bundle? Go for it. That's fabulous. We keep at least one in stock here at all times, one flavor, so to speak, at all times. Right now it's the white sage. Trying to get those black sage and blue sages back in. Really looking forward to that. So layer on as you need to, bit by bit. If you do all those things and it doesn't quite work, try doing it on the official day that people think is appropriate for that kind of work, which would be Saturday in this case. If that doesn't do it, try the day and the hour. Try adding a stone. Try it, but layer on meaningfully as you work your way through doing magic spells. If you really get into stones, stones should be at the center of your magical work for a while. If you really get into herbs, herbs should be at the center of your magical work for a little while. Get it all working for you. That's what will make the magic more effective. It's got to mean something. Yeah. Hopefully I've given you something fun to think about, some resources to look for. If you want to know more about just general spell casting, the QR code is up there in that corner if you can see it. If not, the banner at the bottom, I hope you can all see that, gives you our website as well. And I thank you so much for being your best magical you. We look forward to seeing you here at the store or online at magisbooks.com, of course. And we appreciate not only that you are amazing, but also the little amazing magical things you can do here right in social media land. I know you know what they are. Just click the like, make the comment, do the thing, and subscribe. It makes life better. Gets the word out to more folks. It's wonderful. In the meantime, have an amazing week. I'll be back on tomorrow at 11:15 with a special guest. Blessed be.